Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Rival Banter. I'm one of your hosts, Luke Croft. Joining me, as always, my esteemed co-host and eldest nephew of Jeff Probst. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Seth Martin.
That could be cool if that were true. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Were you ever into Survivor? Did you ever get a Survivor
Oh, big
phase?
time, big time. We were in the generation. I think I was in the fifth grade when that show first came out. Maybe like fourth or something like that. But I actively remember watching it in the fifth grade. That might have been like season two. I got my parents to order me a buff, like like one of the tribal kerchiefs or bandanas, whatever you want to call them. You can wear them all kinds of different ways. I had that thing. I think it was Marquesas Survivor Marquesas. Um, yeah. So I'm all about Jeff Probst. I've been in and out over the years. Bridget was a big Survivor fan for a long, long time. She's kind of fallen off of it now, but I mean, it's quite a game.
Your mic's acting a little funky right now, but it just got a little muffled. Yeah, we were a Big Brother household.
Yeah, we did that too. Also, hell of a game.
Yeah. I was watching when they told him about 9/11. You remember that?
Oh God,
you remember that?
I do not remember that. No. Oh man, it's kind of ringing a bell now that you mention it. But
they were like, because they were like in the house when 9/11 happened, and they it's like legit. They don't have contact to the outside world. There are no TVs or anything like that. They like brought them out and like told them about 9/11.
And they aired that.
And they showed it to the world. Yeah. Whatever puts the asses in the seats. Is that what you said?
That's what I say. Yeah, I'll have to look that clip up. That sounds fascinating.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, I never really got into Survivor, but when I was working at GG, there was one of the like OG pro Smash players, this guy named Ken, and he was like a Marth player, one of the like guys who revolutionized playing Marth in the pro scene. And he was a contestant on one of the seasons of Survivor.
Oh wow.
And so I've always wanted to kind of go back and watch his season. What season was he on? Ken Smash Survivor. What season was he? He was.
I can only imagine what's going to come up with you Googling those three words.
Hey, what I wanted came up. All right. He was on. Oh shit. I mean, this is the page where he was on Survivor Gabon.
Yeah, I think that was in my some of my off time from Survivor. There've been like 40 seasons of that.
Oh shit, that was season 17, and that was back in 2008.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's still going, right? They still do a season every year?
One or two, yeah. I think some years. I don't know if it's every year. Some years I think they do 2 seasons, if not all years.
Damn. Would you ever do Survivor?
No, hell no. Well, actually, I feel like it's easier. I could be totally wrong. I feel like it's easier to do now in this day and age than it was like when we were first watching it way back when. Because I feel like they've progressively kind of like slacked on what they have the survivors do. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember them eating all kinds of weird stuff, and I feel like those challenges they might still happen a little bit here and there, but it's not as intense as it used to be. And I know that's the thing that old people say, like things always get easier and people get more coddled. But like I vividly remember like comparing what I remembered from when I was a kid to what I like in the most recent seasons that I've watched, like comparing and contrasting what I remembered happening then versus what's happening more so now. It's light work compared to what it used to be. I remember a guy got his hands burned in a fire, like the skin was melting off his hands, and they like pretty much showed it on TV. That was like season 3 or so. I was like, my God, I don't think that happens. I think they've got a lot more safety going on out there in the jungles with them than maybe they let on. But I don't know. It's still not for me. Too many bugs.
Yeah, honestly, dude, the early 2000s, like reality TV was wild. Like the shit that people were doing. I mean, that was
they
like
were still figuring
Fear
a lot of stuff out.
Factor. Like the mole, the Amazing Race had just started. There was that clip of that girl almost blowing her face off with the watermelon on The Amazing Race.
Even Fear Factor, like when Joe Rogan was doing it, like at the beginning, it was just nuts the stuff that they would have people do. And then if you watch it when Ludacris did it years later, or like tried to bring it back or whatever,
I
that
didn't
was a
even
very
know
different.
Ludacris did
Yeah, it was a very different show though. Like just it's again light work compared to what it started off as. They just kind of did whatever they wanted to on reality TV. I feel like way back when.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's not much reality TV I would be interested in going on and doing. Probably, I mean, Jeopardy, is that reality TV? Um, it's a
That's a
game
different
show.
category. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, this is Rival Banter. We get together every week and we talk about Jeff Probst and all the, all the reality TV shows that we want to be on. But then we talk about all things Marvel Rivals, and we push it out on podcast services everywhere and on YouTube over on Wednesdays. And you can follow us, like us, subscribe, all that stuff. You can also follow us on social media on Instagram and TikTok at Rival Banter. And we post all kinds of clips over there that you can respond to. And you can be included in this next section of the episode, which is where we respond to your comments that you left for us. And we're going to jump into those right now. The first comment comes from D.A. Saricki.
I
Who
think it's Das Ricky, but I'm not.
Oh,
I could be
Das.
wrong.
Oh,
Like
Das
that's
Ricky.
that is Ricky, but I could be reading it all wrong.
Gotcha. Yours makes more sense. He was replying to us talking about the new ranked rewards for people in Platinum and Diamond. He said, sometimes your best isn't good enough, and that's okay too. You shouldn't be rewarded for it. With 3 crying, laughing emojis. He really put himself on the floor with his own joke there. Seth, do you think that it's a bad thing that people are being rewarded for making it to Plat and Diamond?
No, I mean it's yeah, I do get like the idea. It's kind of like parents said about us when we were kids playing soccer or whatever. Like everybody gets a trophy now, and it probably shouldn't be that way. Like it removes the meaning of the reward. But like something like this, I think it's just kind of like you're you still have a different goal that you can reach if you get higher ranks. It's just kind of giving more different rewards and maybe like not so great rewards. Like they do mean different things. You've kind of got tiers to the way that this is set up in Marvel Rivals. So like you get the skin if you reach gold, right? That kind of golden flavored skin. When you hit plat and diamonds, you get these frames now is what they're working with, and then you get the that icon on your card that's specific if you reach grandmaster or above, right? And then who knows? I'm never going to reach celestial or one of all or anything like that. So I'm not even, that's not on my radar. But it's just something else that can indicate to the world what your rank was for any given season, right? So we've got this kind of Phoenix, this seasonal themed reward if you reach platinum or diamonds, and they're both different, like depending on which one you reach. I think that's cool. But if yeah, your best might not be good enough to get the Grandmaster indicator on your air card, but maybe you're good enough to get something else or something different. So just the different. If it were the same thing, I would definitely be right there with you, Das or Riki or whoever you are. But I'm kind of cool with the way that it is right now. Just kind of something else.
Yeah, I got 2 things to say about this real quick. Number one, I'd maybe agree with this more if it mattered in any way beyond Marvel Rivals, right? Like if we were hiring who like my doctor was going to be based off of, how many awards you've received in Marvel Rivals or something like that. I might be more keen to say we shouldn't be rewarding every step of the way. But the other thing is that these rewards are not meant to distinguish players. Like in your mind, sure they are, but like when developers put rewards like this in the game, it's being done to incentivize players to continue to play the game to try to reach meaningful milestones for themselves. So you gotta give them that carrot, the little rabbit on the trail to chase after, right? So it's like, look, it's not about rewarding people for how good they are at whatever. It's about giving people who are in plat and diamond and are probably always going to be in plat and diamond, people like me, that thing that's like, okay, well, I get a reward at gold. I can continue to grind to platinum diamond just to say I made it to platinum diamond, but I don't really have anything tangible to kind of motivate my grind towards that. Filling in that gap just gives you that carrot on the stick to chase after.
Yeah, like we've kind of talked about before, like these games, especially live service games, are just all about giving your customer as much dopamine, as much serotonin or whatever as you can get out of their brains to make the game feel good. And so this is just another way to get it to feel good. So I'm down with it. And again, like I do think it would be a very different story if this mattered in a different way, and if it was just like one blanket reward that everybody gets no matter what. But the fact that they're all different makes me way cooler with this.
Mhm. All right, we posted up another video talking about how Blade is coming in season 3.5, and it's pretty much confirmed he's DPS. We pretty much know that now. But Shanter Hassam left a comment for us. Why don't you read this one for us there, Seth? You got it pulled up.
We got, yeah, I do. Shanter says, I hate it because that just means it's another lame ass DPS insta-locking. I feel you. I have some of like the Marvel Rivals fan groups that I follow on like Facebook or other social media. And I just see people constantly posting like, I guess 4 DPS is just the meta now. Like it's just it, everybody's doing it. Then I guess that makes it metagame, right? So cool, whatever. I guess.
Tell me more about these Facebook Marvel Rivals groups. What are
You
they
just
like?
look up like well, I don't actively involve myself in a lot of them, but like as I'm scrolling, I just get kind of bits and pieces here and there. So like just some of the things that I see are like that. Of course, there are always comments about somebody's butt or whatever. We'll talk about some butts and dongs today a little bit later
Amen,
in the
brother.
episode, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, just more DPS. I'm really still holding out hope that it's not really true that he is a tank, or I can't imagine he'd be a support character by any means.
I've
But
seen leaked footage of him. I've seen his health bar. I've seen
okay,
so
okay,
not to disappoint you live on air, but yeah, he's going to be a DPS, my friend.
that's a shame.
Honestly, though, I look, we've been playing a lot with Larry this week, and we'll talk about our weekend rivals here in a minute. And Larry is a dirty DPS insta-locker, and so he's been playing a lot of Phoenix. But I feel like in the games that I've been playing outside of like Friday, where it's just either me or you or just myself, I've not been seeing as much like insta-lock Phoenix. Have you?
No, no. Which I've only really been playing with you guys because I've been hitting Death Stranding hard the past few days, the past week maybe. But we've been playing quite like almost every night for a while, and yeah, I'm kind of shocked. Like, and I've kind of noticed a pattern. I think I mentioned as we were playing too. Like, I know like the first day or two that a new character drops in game, that everybody's trying to get them. I feel like I did notice that a little bit less this time, but I do also feel like there's a natural drop off too, as like after the first couple of days and people have had time to be like, oh, I don't like her. You actually have to aim or whatever. Then that's when it's a little bit easier to get that character. Like after a couple of days, I feel like I had no problem getting Emma whenever I wanted to play her or Ultron, whoever.
Yeah. And we'll talk more about Phoenix and all things season 3 here in our topic of the show. So we'll get to that here in just a bit. I have my theory as to why the Phoenix stuff probably fell off faster than some other DPS characters, perhaps. But then the 77th Pedro Henrique on Instagram says. And this was in response to something I said a couple weeks ago about how I think Ultron has the most unique ultimate in the game. He says, I love to use it to completely turn the odds of a fight. Like if I see a Wolverine completely shredding my Strange while he is just sitting there holding his shield hopelessly, I ult on both of them, fully healing Strange, killing both lives of Wolverine. And with the rest of the shots, I target an enemy strategist and they're pretty screwed. Seth, you've been playing a lot more Ultron over the last week. And how do you find yourself using his ult most often now? Because his ult, again, like it's unique, but it's also weird because like I feel like it takes a long time to kind of deploy once you hit the button, so you can't really use it
Mhm.
reactionarily and stuff. Like, how are you
Yeah,
using it?
you kinda. Well, I'm still kind of getting the hang of him myself. I've decided he's going to be my next strategist lord that I'm working on. I've got Jeff, I've got Mantis, I've got Cloak and Dagger. For Ultron, yeah, like if you react, you're probably going to die before you actually get to pop that ult off, and you're going to lose it. So you kind of want to go into it with a game plan. I kind of like to look at it like like when I'm using that ult, I'm trying to look for angles like I look at with Jeff all the time. Because with Jeff, since the update for uh 2.5 or whatever, he does damage and heals with his primary fire, right? As we talked about before. So if you kind of like look for angles to where you can do two jobs at the same time, just constantly, you're going to rack up mondo damage. You're going to rack up huge amounts of healing too. So this ult is kind of the same thing. It's just kind of more intense and singular. Like you've only got it a couple of times, maybe throughout a throughout a match or throughout a round or whatever. So yeah, I definitely agree with you, Pedro. I try to kind of do the same thing. And if you can do it on a team scale too, to where you're just like where everybody's grouped up in a group fight with the other team, if you can get up and behind them and just lay into everybody, then you're gonna make magic happen. I am definitely guilty though of solo, like just totally just using it to get a kill every once in a while, especially if it's an important kill, like taking out a healer or something like that. I will solo ult, and I'm not afraid to say it, but I try to do it the other way because you're getting a lot more bang for your buck.
His ult feels a little bit different though when it comes to like solo ulting somebody, you know, because like
It's very like it takes a long time to build up, and it's also very brief.
yeah,
Um,
that's what I was gonna say. It's not like something that you're gonna get like a 3K with every single time if you play it right.
mhm,
Like trading an Ultron ult for a strategist feels like a pretty decent trade.
mhm. Yeah, so I mean, I'm good with it either way, as long as I'm trying to make something happen.
You know what? One of my favorite ways I've seen people using the Ultron ult has been, and I'm not suggesting this is how you need to start using it, Seth, but when I get
Hmm.
swallowed by a Jeff and the
Hmm.
Ultron uses it just to kill the Jeff so that I don't get being
Yeah,
swallowed tagged.
I've begun to do that as well. And I'm a big fan of that strategy myself.
Um, awesome. Well, keep the comments coming, you guys. We love it. This is honestly my favorite part of the show, going through the comments and responding to what you guys are talking about. With our show. So leave your comments on either the podcast on Spotify or over on Instagram and TikTok at Rival Banter. And maybe we'll pick one of your comments to respond to as well. But Seth, let's talk about our week in Rivals. What did you get up to in game this week?
Just kind of playing the game. Getting used to season three. We talked about it some, kind of like what we were expecting last week after the announcements and all that. Our first episode back after your big move. Yeah, just kind of really playing the game. Getting used to kind of the new metas, what thing people are doing, what people are trying out right now. I didn't do anything super huge. Just kind of been working through the battle pass, doing some challenges. Looking forward to. I want to try. I go to the beach in 4 days. We need to play some competitive
Yeah,
here
I
soon
imagine
as
we'll get some
well.
time, just me and you, to play some
Yeah,
comp. So,
yeah,
um, and plus, we're like in bronze, so we should be fine to just jump in
yeah,
and
yeah.
do
Why
whatever.
not? Yeah.
um, how far are you in your battle pass?
I think I'm a little bit. You've played more than I have. Like I said, I've been pretty heavy on Death Stranding to the last few days. I am. I think I've got just the skin, the Wolverine skin on that page. I think it's page 3 of the
Mm,
pass.
hmm.
So as soon as I like after I play tonight or whatever, maybe tomorrow, 10 minutes, I'll have it.
Nice. Yeah, I think I've unlocked all those pages up through the Wolverine skin. So we'll talk more about kind of the new challenge system and stuff like that in our season 3 reactions. But yeah, I've played a ton of time in season 3 already just to kind of get a feel for it. Working quickly towards my thing lord. I am Centurion now, and like 400 or 500 points through Centurion. So I feel like I
Mm.
can probably get that thing maybe by next episode if I keep going at the pace I'm playing a lot of
Yeah,
Rivals, dude.
you put a lot of work in with him. Yeah, I didn't forget to mention I'm so close. I'm like 250 points away from getting Lord on Mag, so he'll be my I think
Dude, it's
sixth
such a
Lord.
it's his is such a brutal lord. Like it's what are
Mhm.
his challenges?
It is so everything else is pretty standard. Like one of them's just like blocking damage, so like just
Mm.
taking damage, which is easy. You're a tank, you're in the front line, right? One of them is I know the one that I'm building up to last, but or trying to,
There's
and I'll
probably a
probably check it.
knockout one, right? Just a
Yeah, like it's
regular knockout.
75, I think knockout, 75 or 90, I forget it. It's
He,
Turian, but
and he's
it's
probably
quite a
got
bit.
like an assist one, right? Because he's got the shield.
No assist one for
Mm.
him. The big one, the hardest one for me is and I guess it just depends on how you use it, I guess, but um it's getting 10k damage, 10,000 with or absorbing 10,000 damage with his meteor.
Mhm.
And so he just like you kind of if you want to maximize that, you kind of have to hold on to the meteor to the last second. But when you do that, you run the risk of losing the meteor
Mhm.
because if you absorb too much damage, it's going to bust and kill you, right? So that one's kind of tricky to balance. I kind of just use the ult and not don't think about it. Just I try to use it effectively because I'm not trying to farm lord, right? So yeah, I forget. There's one more that I'm not thinking about, but you know, is what it is.
Yeah, because I've played a lot of Mag, and I don't even think I'm Centurion yet on him. Like,
It took me a long time.
all right, well, we'll have plenty more to talk about with what we were doing in Rivals this week. I don't want to spoil too much of our season 3 reactions, but let's jump into the news. We got plenty to talk about here, starting with our skins for the week. We've got okay. Apparently, my hold on one second. Let me see if I can fix this on the fly. Uh,
Okay.
because apparently my capture isn't working. There we go. We got it. We got it. We're good. All right. So we got 2 new skins coming this week. Well, we have more than 2 new skins coming this week, but the 2 skins coming to the shop this week. We talked about the leaks of them last week. We've got the Psylocke Breezy Butterfly summer skin, and then we have the Loki Robe of Relaxation summer skin. And Gooners Unite. You know, NetEase is just looking out for everybody. Regardless of your leanings and proclivities, you will find something to goon about this summer in Marvel Rivals, and we start here. Both these skins are fucking awesome, and both these skins, I'm very glad, did not deviate at all from what we saw in those leaked images
Hmm.
from last week.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this is what we expected, and here it is. And I mean, no matter what you like, Baba Boom, it's right there. I'm kind of more excited to talk about the next set because there were some that we did not expect coming up here
Yes,
soon. Are you going to be getting? Well, you don't really play either of these two characters, Psylocke or Loki, but
I don't, but
does this
I
tempt you at
mean,
all?
look, these are going to be uh, shop skins, so they'll be there. And I know I eventually want to pick up Loki because I want to lord every tank and every strategist or whatever. But so the when I do start playing Loki, this will be the skin that I get, And it reminds me, this will be the second episode of Rival Banter where we talk about that photo shoot of Walter Goggins on the Santa Monica Pier in the banana hammock, and that's what Loki's giving in this outfit with the robe. He's got the alligator Loki vibe with the thing going around his neck. I think even his staff has the alligator on it. He's got the alligator loafers in the full view of the skin as well. I don't know. The skin's just really really cool, but yeah,
Stylish.
yeah. NetEase is going all out for the summer, as we're
For
going to
sure.
see in this next story, which is that the summer special event is dropping on July 17th and is going to feature a few skins. And I've got the trailer pulled up here, and I'm just going to let this play. But we talked about the Thor skin and we talked about the Luna skin, but one thing we did not talk about is the Thang skin.
We did, and that thing, my God. Well, I'm watching it right here, and you're probably right ahead of me. First off, Luna, like I think I mentioned her specifically in the out of those leaked skins last week. Like people are gonna freak out about her and that hind end. But
Yeah.
in this trailer, my God, like she's and I'm not trying to go down a route here, but like when she's lying on the surfboard in
Uh-huh.
the ocean, like you just see it, man. And so like you mentioned, like Ooners Unite, they're gonna like I'm gonna see like thumbnails of this donk on the on those Marvel Rivals fan pages here in the next few weeks. Like I'm fully expecting it. Uh,
NetEase knows exactly what they're doing with these
they
trailers.
they know what the people want. I was shocked by the thing though. Like as we get a little bit further on.
You have
Um,
perfect timing, by the way, because we just got to the
yeah,
thing.
awesome, awesome. Like I'm glad that they didn't leak him because I was like I had to do a double take for a second. I was like, that just looks like every other thing skin. Wait a second, and then you kind of notice that like some of the shorts are missing. It's just kind of a little more angular
Yeah,
going on down there.
I haven't seen the full render yet of it, and he doesn't turn around in the trailer. Um, everyone, in the comments, obviously, uh, leaning into the thong meme for the thing. Uh, I don't know. Do you think have they shown the back of this skin yet? Do you think
I have
that
not.
NetEase would
I
go
haven't
that
seen
far?
it. I haven't seen anything so far. I mean, I don't see why not. Which I'm pretty progressive when it comes to the body and how it's shown or whatever. But um, I like it's just a bunch of rocks, like it's in the shape of a butt. It's like, isn't that different enough for the people at home, like for the children to see just rock butt? It's funny. Like it's just a big orange rock took us. Like why the hell not? I don't know. Like I'm holding out hope for the thing thong. Who knows? But we shall see.
I'm just scrolling through these comments. They're absolutely fucking ridiculous, dude.
I'm
The
sure.
reaction gifs, the just everything. It's so good. And I think this is NetEase gets a lot right with this game, and I think one of the main things that they really get right is just leaning into the memes and in the community and laughing along with us. They don't take this game too terribly seriously, and it makes events like this all that much more fun to get behind. And as soon as the special event drops, it looks very similar to what was the Magneto skin event called? The Cerebro something.
It's whatever it was. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard. I can't keep track of them.
it looks very similar to that, right? You kind of progress through a multi-page like mini battle pass kind of in order to unlock these things. And the second that it drops and I log on to Marvel Rivals, I'm going to purchase this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I don't think anything, unless it were just like exorbitantly priced. I do not think there's anything that's going to hold me back from any of these passes, really. Right? Like as long as there's some value to be had, I'm going for it.
Yeah. And this is all part of the season 3.0 roadmap that NetEase dropped right after the season 3 announcements last week. So this was after we had recorded and everything like that. I'm getting it pulled up over here on my side, but obviously we got the new hero, new map, new battle pass, the new event with the symbiote storm skin. We got the reveal of the summer party coming on July. Well, this is 18th, but it's July 17th. And then we also have on July 25th the Marvel Studios Fantastic Four First Step skin. So the thing getting yet another skin that I'm going to want because I love these
I
skins.
like I like those a lot. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this movie just in general, but these skins are just something else.
We're gonna get a special team up apparently with the Thing and Human Torch. Um, my assumption is it has something to do with the Thing flying because everything when this first popped up, I saw people sharing the clip from the trailer of like Human Torch carrying Thing through the sky.
Hmm.
And so that's a lot of people's speculation. I think I'm going to just hitch my wagon to that as well. That's going to be that team up ability. So is this like a limited time team up that's just to celebrate the movie? This is
It
strange.
kind of sounds like that. Cool. I don't know how I feel about like. Well, I mean, how does that fit into a competitive season? You know.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, is it maybe it's a mode? Maybe there's going to be like a special because we don't have any kind of. Did they announce like the special summer? Was there like an event that goes along with the summer party thing that they announced?
I haven't seen anything about that in what they've announced so far.
So maybe this special team up is like part of a special event mode or something like that. Because I agree with you. Like, you don't just throw out a special team up in the middle of a competitive season. I wouldn't think, but I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm.
Then August 1st, we have the Phoenix Demon and Phoenix Panther skins coming out as well. And then August 8th is season 3.5. And I think if there's one thing that I kind of like gleaned from this image, one thing that kind of came to ground for me, it's just how short a 1 month long half season is that it's all encompassed in this image.
Hmm.
uh, but yeah, I like this. We haven't really seen a content roadmap like this from NetEase, have we? For a season?
Not that I remember or recall seeing. Like, it looks very familiar with other games that we've seen. Like, it looks a lot like a Call of Duty roadmap, or maybe like how Destiny I think's done some of these from time to time. It's super helpful, but yeah, it does kind of illustrate just how short these seasons are. Like, less than a month from now, we're going to be over halfway through the season.
Yeah, I mean, come Friday, we're gonna have half of everything that's on this roadmap already released.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, I don't know. It feels like breakneck speed, and I'm just curious. I think for us as players who really enjoy the game, but also for us as like podcasters who have to figure out content to talk about each week for Rival, we're gonna have no shortage of gone are the weeks of me texting you being like, what do you think the topic should be this week? We're always gonna have
What do you
something.
want to talk about? Yeah, yeah. So I mean, makes our job easier as as it is. Awesome.
Yeah. We got some small balance changes coming to Rivals this week as well. Just to Wolverine. um, so Wolverine's getting some nerfs. The time to temper Logan's rage and slightly reduce his survivability. So they're increasing Berserk Claw Strike base damage from 6 to 8, and then reducing the percentage damage per attack at maximum range from 4.5 to 3.5. And then they're increasing his regenerative healing factor cooldown from 90 seconds to 105 seconds, and increasing the cooldown reduction from 10 seconds to 12 seconds when participating in KOs. So, look, Wolverine has kind of been oppressive in the meta for a while. And I think a lot of people kind of saw this new team up coming with Phoenix and thought, wow, being a tank kind of already sucks in this game, and you're going to make it suck even more. And I think this is maybe just a response to seeing both the pick rates of Wolverine, but also just some of the feedback from, because it really does suck as a tank player to just have Wolverine in your face all game with these abilities up.
Hmm.
And then Primal Flame, the team up, is getting a change. It's reducing the lifesteal gained during Phoenix Warrior from 33% to 25%. So again, Wolverine taking kind of big lumps here early on, but we kind of saw this with Cap at the beginning of like season 2, right, with his survivability nerfs coming in when they noticed that like, oh shit, like people can't kill him. And I think Wolverine's kind of in that spot too. So I'm glad to see them reacting and being willing to make a change this quickly. Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Seth?
No, no. I mean, I'm all on board as a primarily a tank player here lately. Yeah, this is definitely welcome. You can make it work against a Wolverine, but you gotta have people on your side. You got to have a buddy. Yeah, this is kind of overdue, I think, especially. Um, then it's right on time. Like we haven't had a lot of time to get used to him being even more oppressive. So it seems like they're reacting to, again, player feedback, kind of like player expectations too.
Yeah. And then really quickly, we just got our patch notes for the week. We got the store update with the summer special coming, and then we've got the new summer skins being added to the store. The new costume colors for Psylocke, Psylocke summer skin, Luna summer skin, Thor's and Loki's summer skin, and then the customized ability uh, visual effects for the ultimate abilities of Psylocke and Luna Snow. We didn't really talk about that last week, Seth. They announced the kind of visual effects that you can apply for like just yourself for certain ults. They showed like the Scarlet Witch ult that you can have the like new animation for and stuff like that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, like again, more stuff, right? Like I have trouble saying no to that kind of thing, right? Like that's not necessarily something you have to engage with, but cool.
Yeah, I like that they made it like a host side kind of thing. Like, hey, it's only for the player that has it. It doesn't change it for everybody in the game because the game's already kind of like a visual mess to begin with. It's very visually cluttered, and I think adding just new distinct visual effects to the game that are kind of unnecessary would make it just even more confusing. I mean, we were running into that this week when we were playing with Larry, right? Like there were a couple times where like uh there'd be an invisible woman ult out and he'd be like, is that ours or is that theirs? And it's like the blue is ours, the red is theirs. But I mean, I run into that still with like cloak and dagger ults, I'm like, is that our ult? Is that
Mhm.
their ult? So I was glad to see them kind of show a little bit of restraint when adding this to say like we're gonna have it, but it's just for you. It's not for everybody in your match. Some other changes: accessory points are going to be able to be earned in practice versus AI. There's going to be some optimization fixes for maps and stuff like that, and just some bug fixes for a couple different heroes. So, but the biggest changes being the skins, and then obviously the Wolverine patches. But that is all for the news this week. Nothing really in terms of the leak department here. I saw a few like short clips of some like gameplay for Blade, which is why I know he's a DPS and said Seth earlier in the show. But nothing else on the leak front. So let's jump into our topic, Seth, and we have plenty to talk about because it's season 3 and we finally got our hands on it and we played many hours of it. And let's start with Phoenix. Did you get to play Phoenix at all?
Yeah, I like moments before I got on this camera, I was like, shit, I totally haven't. I mean, I've played quite a bit of the game since the new season started. Have not touched her. Haven't even thought about it really. So I was like, well, yeah, maybe a little ill prepared for this. But I know you've played with her. We've played with someone playing her
Mm-hmm.
a lot over the past few days. So that that's something. But no, I've not personally tried her out yet. What did you think about her in the couple games that you tried?
Yeah, so yeah, I played a couple games. I I think her kit's really great. I mean, I don't think she's like an overly oppressive character or anything like that. I love the like stacking mechanic of if you land multiple shots in a row on the same target, you're going to get this additional like AOE effect. You get the kind of healing over time effect for yourself if you're able to get that stack as well. So there's a lot of risk reward with her. She feels like a character that you can't spam very much of. You have to have like a certain level of skill. She's really fucking hard on controller. I feel like because of that, because you have to be able to hit your shots, and I just don't have great aim. So,
Same.
uh, but no, I feel like just from kind of her base kit standpoint, she feels really good as a tank player. She kind of it's kind of rough running into her, right? Because you're an easy target to get stacks of her passive procced on. But no, she felt balanced. I think her ult is a little wonky. It's kind of hard to control, and it's weird to know like what areas it can get to, and what areas it can't. I think it looks a lot more daunting than its impact on the field is. Like you get the awesome like I am Dennis voice line that you think she's saying.
Yeah, yeah, Yeah.
She yells, "I am Phoenix." She goes up in the sky. You get the big bold screech, but she does this really kind of small AOE big damage, and then she does this kind of bursting out small damage, but it breaks like overhealth and all that sort of stuff. So it like feels more powerful than it actually kind of is, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think that's like a bad thing. I don't think every DPS ult in the game needs to be something that you like 5k with all the time. And I think it's just going to take some time for players to learn like the utility of it isn't just in getting kills. It's like encountering overhealth and like a mantis ult and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I told you I had a theory about why I think the insta lock kind of fell off. And I think it is because she's a little bit more like aim based than some of the other new characters that we've gotten over the last few seasons, right? And I think she's really hard to kind of pop off with, and so you play a few games with her, you realize, oh, I'm not hitting my shots with her, so I'm just going to give that to somebody else, And so I think she appeals to a certain kind of play style that is really, I mean, Larry's like the perfect kind of player to play a character like Phoenix, but she's definitely not a character for everybody. And I think her kit it's not necessarily confusing. There's just a lot kind of to it. And you have to be consistently good with her to get the most value out of her.
Yeah, that's where I kind of like. I just have not been incentivized to, because I know that I'm just not. I ain't it.
Yeah, me either, my friend. That's why I was like, I'm gonna put in my time to just get some thoughts, and then I'm gonna go back to my brain dead tank player and just punch with the thing. Then we've got Klyntar, Celestial Husk, the new domination map, Seth.
I am torn. Like I've just had a really hard time adjusting to this map. I've not been very successful, or we haven't been very successful in the matches we've played together. It's just kind of so hard to do stuff. Everything, like the points are so enclosed. At least two out of the three of them are, right. Even I would argue probably the kind of all three are in some way or another. It's very hard to get like a clear, clean angle on like your whole team, unless you're just being very coordinated and sticking very close together. So like when I'm playing heals, I have a hard time, healing effectively. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Ultron's been kind of the easiest way I've found to do that, because you can fly and get around. Maybe find an angle by being kind of up and out of a lot of players' sight lines. But yeah, like there's so much going on. It's so hard. Like there's so many obstacles on these maps,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it's bad. I just it's very different. It's kind of got a different feel to play than any other map that I've seen so far.
On point 3 of the push Klyntar map, where like you've got the sort of like bridge you have to go under, I feel like every part of that map feels like that part of the map.
Like that very small choke, like very claustrophobic.
Yeah, where you kind of don't know how to approach it. Like you said, there's a lot of obstacles everywhere. It's the analogy kind of breaks down because there's also like a lot of weird high ground on this new map too.
There's a lot of verticality, yeah, like different levels that you can go through, and if you're not very coordinated with your team, or like it's very easy to get split up and like soloed out, singled out by the other team if you're not being careful, and which has happened to me quite a few times, right? When like 3 players go off this way and 2 more go off this way, who do I go with? And I don't know, like the levels, it's something. But I imagine, like I'm kind of excited to see how that plays out in the competitive scene, or like in the pro scene, to see how players deal with that.
Yeah. And then just like from a visual standpoint, I don't know, it just feels too samey. I mean, it's obviously just more Klyntar, but like I don't know, like the 2 Eternal Night maps feel so different. Like the 2 are they both Midtown maps? I can't remember, Midtown or Eternal Night.
I forget if that's in the name or not, but I mean they're I think they're technically both in New York, but like one of them is like a totally separate place that's been superimposed on top of New York. So that's kind of why it looks so
Yeah.
different. I would argue that they do kind of feel the same. Like they have some of the same like architecture and stuff like that. Of course, it's the same planet as another map, and it's a pretty barren planet at that. Um, I think the kind of what they, I guess, how they try to get around that is like the points. Those obstacles are all kind of built up around some huge prop, like all black,
Mhm.
that necro sword or whatever, or whatever the other two are built around. Like there's kind of constantly something there that's important to the story of the map's gameplay. I don't know if that's enough for me to really say that makes it better, but I kind of at least see what they're going for there. I'm never quite confused enough when I'm playing so far to be like, oh shit, I forgot I'm playing this Klyntar, not
Oh
that
yeah,
Klyntar.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on Celestial Husk. But yeah, it does feel very samey. Like a lot of stuff's maybe kind of in a lot of assets, I think is the term in
Yeah.
game development that are being reused, but not totally, like a carbon copy or anything.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it from the standpoint of like it being kind of visually confusing with the other Clintar map. More so just like I think this game's done a really good job of making really distinct looking locations, even when it's supposed to kind of be. I mean, even the two like Spider-Man maps look very, very different, right? Um, and but like these two, they kind of feel very, very similar aesthetically. There's nothing to really kind of set them apart visually.
Yeah, sure.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite of the domination maps, but it's still a domination map, and therefore is going to be uh, better than a lot of the other kinds of maps, in my opinion. Just because I like domination more than the other objective maps. So,
Hmm.
uh, so we already talked a little bit about our progress on the battle pass, but they've got our new challenge system in the game now, and so we've got kind of our weekly rewards with two unlocking every single day. We've got our how are they broken down? There's like it's the weekly rewards, there's the seasonal rewards, and then there's like another tier of challenges, right? What's the third?
Yeah, I'm still kind of struggling to remember that stuff myself, but you pretty much have like no dailies, but it's your weeklies, it's not monthlies, is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I know the seasonals though it's different because it's like three very standard repeatable challenges that you can do like four times a week or something. It's something like take X amount of damage, heal X amount of damage, deal X amount of damage or something like that. It's very, very basic.
Mhm.
And that middle tier is more like complete three games as a strategist, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
A lot less, but I don't think there's any like specific take 30,000 damage as the Thing, Penny Parker, or Captain America
Yeah, I
anymore, right?
I personally do not miss those challenges
Yeah, me
one
either.
bit.
I really like the new challenge system. Now I do kind of miss the dailies. I think like I
Kind of an extra little incentive to, I know, like I've seen some people congratulating like or cheering like no more grind, and like I like a little grind, like those dailies are just worth what, like 30,
yeah, something like 30, yeah,
something like
20 or
that.
30 coins or something like that. So
Yeah, and it's nothing huge, but it's enough to incentivize you to kind of touch base every day. Like I would not be shocked if those came back eventually, or if this change kind of results in a small drop off, if nothing else, in kind of the daily engagement rate of some players. So I miss them. I hope that those do come back in some way. But overall, I do really like what they've done to change up how these challenges feel and how they work.
yeah, and you're not having to like re-roll challenges because it's like characters that you don't play and stuff like that. It also
Yeah, it's
just
fun to
feels
fill
like
packs or
yeah, I was a little worried about like progressing through the battle pass fast enough. But now I have like zero concerns about that. Like I said, I'm like already 3 pages deep. It's been less than less than a week, and we've got I got to remember too, like this battle pass lasts not just this half season; it's all of season 3, right? So I've got 7 more weeks to, or not 7, yeah, 7 more weeks to finish this. So plenty of time.
Plenty.
Uh, and then kind of in that similar vein, they've got the post match screen that kind of shows you your progress on all these things, right? So you can see your challenge progress. You can see how much of the chrono currency that you've unlocked. You can see what's available to unlock on like your Milano repair logs challenges and stuff like that. You can see your Lord progress. You can see your. Do you even get anything for like your player level? Like I'm level like I don't even know, like 67 or something like that. Do you get anything?
I have no idea. I've seen very few people that are far above where we are. Like I think I've seen one guy that was like 75 or something like that.
And you're like, that is a
Um,
professional streamer. That guy just
yeah,
streams.
that person's just been going hard at it the whole time. So um, cool.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's a nice little quality of life change. I saw somebody post this, and I was interested in your thoughts. Just saying, like they kind of thought the end game, like what's the word I'm looking? The end game flow was kind of getting a little bulky, where you've got like you can't skip the MVP animation. Now you've got like these 3 kind of progress menus that you've got to go through, and then you get to like where it shows you kind of those other progress bars, and then you get the scoreboard and stuff like that. Whereas like in
Mhm.
Overwatch, as soon as the match is over, you can just like back out and it's fine. Like you don't get
Yeah.
penalized or anything like that. And I was like, I hadn't really thought about it, but I have watched the same MVP animations over and over and over again now for the last like 8 months. And I do wish that we'd kind of do something different with that. Or maybe like half the screen's the MVP animation and the other half is like all that all the like challenge
Or
progress and stuff
maybe
like
it's
that.
like imposed over the animation. The animation kind of plays or in the background or something. I don't know. How I'm not an aesthete. It's hard for me to figure out what looks good sometimes. But yeah, sometimes I just kind of change it up a little bit.
Yeah. Then we've got our balance changes that have come out, and I don't know. Obviously, we're not going to go through these one by one or anything like that. We did that last week. But Seth, is there anyone who's kind of stuck out to you that like, oh, I'm shocked I've seen more of this person, or shocked I haven't seen as much of this person, or anything like that?
I think overall, I haven't really seen or noticed myself a huge change in who I've been seeing. It's still pretty diverse. Still, you never quite know what you're going to get from match to match. So and I think that again speaks to the balance of the game. They're on the right track with kind of the balance that they have found so far. What about on your end of things?
Yeah, I'm kind of scrolling through here to try. I mean, obviously, a shitload of Wolverine, like way more Wolverine than even we were getting, and we were already getting a shitload of Wolverine. I mean, I do feel like we've seen a lot less flyers, um, and I think that's probably just due to like Phoenix and Wolverine being played a lot, and they're not flyers.
Hmm. Hmm.
The Thing feels awesome. Like I don't know how much you've got. I know I pick him
I
up, and
actually have still not touched him yet since the update, so that's something for me to look forward
we gotta get you in on him. You were the OG Thing player. I can't be stealing all your thunder, man. Like,
to. Yeah, I'll get back to him.
dude, it just feels good, and it took me a good day of playing him to like get the timing of the jump with the stone haymaker and stuff like that. But when you can kind of feel out that timing of okay, I got to charge it while I'm on the ground and then jump to the guy in the air to get him out of the sky. But when you get like an Iron Man or somebody like that out of the sky and onto the ground, it feels so good. And I don't know, man. What a smart change from NetEase to just make that character like instantly viable inside of a meta that he was just kind of completely decimated in with flyers. Like
Hmm.
you took a guy who had absolutely no utility against it and made him one of the biggest threats against that kind of thing. Uh if you're able to time it up right, that felt great. And then like the Emma stuff doesn't feel quite as bad as I thought it was gonna feel. I was worried when I saw like three different things on her little change log, but she still feels pretty powerful. The ult reduction feels really good, like the energy cost reduction. But yeah, and I don't know if this is mostly because we're playing with Larry and he like insta-locks DPS, and we're probably just queuing with a lot of other insta-lock DPSers, but I do feel like we've been playing a lot more like 3-4 DPS games.
Yeah. And so again, is that just kind of a thing now, or is it just kind of more so like we've got more people wanting to try Jean Grey, had tried to play Phoenix? It's hard. It's early. It's hard to say for right now, but I'm hoping that people get over that pretty quickly. For a good while there, we were getting great setups, even in quick play, especially in quick play, more so than competitive, where we're getting those 2-2-2 comps. And so I hope that comes back around here soon. Maybe people get it out of their system, but who's to say? That's kind of why I like to hold off of competitive. It's just one of the many reasons, until that meta kind of sinks in and people get a feel for what they want to do in the game.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's like just people kind of logging on in the mindset that they're going to play DPS, and even if they don't get it, I think a lot of it is just I want to play Phoenix, and if I don't get it, I'm going to throw. Like,
Hmm.
kind of that shit. I can. I mean, I start throwing when the rest of the team starts throwing, so I'm no better. But uh, but no, like the 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 change log, and we talked about this last week. Like I thought it was interesting because they didn't do anything like dramatic with the balance changes. I mean, if compare this change log to like season 2.5 or the season 2 change log, I mean, they touched almost every single character in those balance changes, and in this one they touched less than half of the cast, and but it's still like the changes still feel impactful. I am interested to see on Thursday like the first rival fight night come around and see kind of how season 3 pro meta is turning out and stuff like that. Really interesting. I think Thing is going to be like either he's going to be 100% present either as a ban or people playing him or whatever. Like I think we're going to see a ton of him, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
um Where would you kind of rank season 3 on your list of seasons so far? Very
Like
early.
very early on, very still kind of hard to tell. So jury's very much still out. Um, I don't. I mean, I feel really good about it so far. Again, it's kind of hard to speak about it this early, but I think definitely higher than season one, 1.5. That kind of 2.5. I think two is still kind of a high for me right now, but I don't know. Like this is definitely my favorite battle pass so far. I like the way the challenges work out the most so far. As soon as we can kind of figure out the meta to this go round a little bit more, I think I'll probably be able to tell or speak on that a little bit more next week as we get on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably agree with a lot of your assessment. Like I think season 2 was probably was a good point for me. Season 2.5 really is where it really got its hooks back in me, but this
Hmm.
feels good. I mean, I think with maybe a better map it would feel even better. Like I like Duraco and Krakoa better than I do this new Klyntar map, and obviously Emma Frost is a better new character than like Phoenix is for me. But I think from just a quality of life standpoint, with a lot of these changes, the new challenge system, the new like post match screen, the new battle pass and the way that it works and stuff like that, the new accessory stuff, like just all the
Hmm.
new stuff to chase after. Yeah, I think that kind of starts to push it over the edge too. So it feels
Yeah,
good.
I'm in love with that post match screen. Just like getting your Lord progress without having to back out,
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's super helpful. So keep it up.
Did you get Lord when you got your Lord Jeff before season 3, right?
Yeah, yeah, that was before. So it took me a few games to like realize that that was a thing, and then I think you mentioned it, and I was like, really? I haven't seen that. And then of course, as soon as I made progress on a character's proficiency, that's when I noticed it. So yeah.
I'm interested if it does anything when you get lured and that bar fills up. Like, does it show you
If
that what you unlock there? Or?
if we play tonight, we may very well find out. Either me or Larry were hitting lured on somebody.
Nice. All right, man. Well, let us know your thoughts on season 3 in the comments. Interested to know what you guys are thinking as well. I'm sure we'll do some kind of tier list here in the next couple weeks before season 3.5 comes out. But Seth, what are you going to get up to in game this week? You only got 4 days before you go off to the beach and leave us forever.
Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of more the same. I do want to get some competitive time in with you. I'll probably play a little bit. I'm definitely not going to be grinding it solo or anything like that. So just let me know whenever you're free and we can get on. I've been working kind of more of my other extracurricular gaming stuff in during the day. I'm kind of feeling that end of summer rush coming on. Like I know I can feel the school year sneaking up on me. So I feel like I'm trying to fit as much stuff as I can in during the day. I'm not relaxing as much. I'm like, oh, I've got to try to get all this stuff done before I get too distracted with others real world stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into it, get as much as I can done in the time. I'll have my portal with me as well, so I'll be still checking in with the game at least every other day, if not every day, in some capacity or another.
Nice. And we'll see about what the show happens next week. It might be Seth joining me from the beach. It might be Larry joining as a special guest. We'll see what happens, guys. Just stay tuned. So, but yeah, I want to play some competitive as well. I'm gonna keep grinding towards that thing. Lord, I might hit it this week. We'll see. And then yeah, I'll just be working on that summer event pass and probably learning to play Thor so I can rock that skin as well. I don't know, man. If the thing is in a thong, I might never log off the game ever. So
Why would you? Just leave it up. Practice range, baby.
Yeah. All right, guys, this has been Rival Banter. Make sure wherever you're listening to us, you subscribe, leave us a comment and a like. We appreciate you hanging out with us every single week to talk about Marvel Rivals. And until next week, guys, have fun in your games. Have fun gooning over those summer skins. And we will see you later. Love you. Bye.
Bye.